Hello and welcome to Brainhaze, where we explore fascinating topics from history, science, and beyond. In today's video, we delve into the world of mythical creatures that have been resurrected as internet trolls, and take a look at the 5 most vicious of them all. These trolls harbor an intense hatred for the creators of this channel, and will stop at nothing to spread their venom and malice. So buckle up, and get ready to meet some of the most vile and dangerous trolls lurking in the shadows of the internet. Medusa was a monster with a fierce reputation in the Greek mythology. She was known for her striking and terrifying appearance. Her head was full of writhing snakes instead of hair, and her gaze could turn people into stone. According to the myth, she used to be a beautiful woman, a priestess in the temple of Athena. She caught the attention of the sea god Poseidon, who raped her in the temple. Athena, furious at the desecration of the temple, punished Medusa by turning her into a monster. She became a symbol of fear and revulsion, with statues of her being placed at the entrances of temples and other sacred places to ward off evil spirits. Medusa's story is a tragic one, as she was a victim of circumstance and divine punishment for a crime she had no control over. In today's world, Medusa has been resurrected as an internet troll. As a troll, she uses the anonymity of the internet to spew vile insults and belittle others. Her sharp tongue and vicious attacks mirror her mythical power to turn people to stone with a single gaze. Medusa's targets are often the creators of content, such as the Brainhaze channel, whom she tries to turn against one another through lies and manipulation. Her main objective is to cause chaos and division, and to promote her malicious agenda. Medusa's cruel behavior is fueled by her own bitterness and sense of powerlessness, from her curse that made her a monster. Sadly, since the anonymity of the internet provides a sense of impunity, there is very little that can be done to stop trolls like Medusa. Medusa's tactics are calculated and ruthless, and her impact can be devastating. She uses various techniques to spread her hate and malice, such as targeting individuals or groups, spreading rumors and lies, instigating arguments, and using fake accounts to create an illusion of support. Her ultimate goal is to cause chaos and division, and to promote her negative agenda. The impact of her actions can be felt not only by the target of her attacks, but also by innocent bystanders who witness the hate and venom she spreads. The impact can be particularly damaging for small creators like the Brainhaze channel, who may not have the resources or the influence to fight back against such vicious attacks. It is important to remember that trolls like Medusa thrive on attention and negativity, so the best way to counter their impact is to refuse to engage with them and to promote positivity and civility instead. The Chimera is one of the most fascinating monsters from Greek mythology. As the story goes, it had the body of a lion, the head of a goat, and a tail that ended in a snake's head. The Chimera was said to be born out of the union of Typhon, a monster feared even by the gods, and Echidna, a half-woman, half-snake creature. The Chimera was a ferocious creature, breathing fire and destroying everything in its path. It was often depicted as being invulnerable, but in the end, it was slain by Bellerophon, a hero riding the winged horse Pegasus. According to some versions of the story, Bellerophon managed to kill the Chimera by shooting an arrow in its mouth or by putting a lump of lead on the tip of his spear and melting it in the Chimera's throat when it tried to breathe fire at him. The Chimera is more widely known as a creature of myth, but its importance in Greek mythology cannot be understated. In modern times, the Chimera has been resurrected as an internet troll. Using the traits of the mythical creature, trolls have taken on multiple personas to spread misinformation and confusion. Like the Chimera, trolls create fake identities online and use them to sow discord and confusion. They pretend to be multiple people who all agree with one another, when in reality they're all just the same troll. The tactics of the Chimera and the modern-day troll are remarkably similar in that both rely on creating confusion through the use of multiple personas. The main difference is that while the Chimera was a fearsome mythical creature, trolls hide behind the anonymity of the internet to spread chaos and anger. As the Chimera of the modern world, trolls have become a new kind of monster that must be reckoned with. The Chimera's multiple heads were one of the creature's most distinctive features. The same characteristic is what allows trolls to create multiple personas online. By hiding behind multiple accounts, trolls can give the impression that there is a consensus around a particular issue when one doesn't exist. They can also use these multiple accounts to attack a person or group from multiple angles, making it more difficult to defend against their attacks. Additionally, trolls use these multiple accounts to create fake news stories or to share false information. They'll use one account to post something, then create multiple accounts to agree with the original post and spread it far and wide. Social media platforms have taken measures to prevent the abuse of the multiple account feature, but trolls continue to find ways to create new accounts and use them to spread their misinformation. Cerberus was a three-headed dog in Greek mythology, tasked with guarding the entrance to the underworld. The son of Echidna and Typhon, the giant god of monsters, Cerberus was known for his ferocity and terrifying appearance. Legend has it that he prevented the dead from escaping, but also living people from entering the underworld. Only a select few, namely Orpheus and Hercules, managed to get past Cerberus. In fact, Hercules famously subdued Cerberus in his final labor, bringing the monster up to the land of the living to show off as a trophy to his overlord. Despite his fearsome reputation, Cerberus was still regarded as a beloved pet by the underworld gods. In its modern-day iteration online, Cerberus has taken on multiple identities with different names, but always seems to be present in the comment section with a negative, hateful comment. This internet troll tries to provoke people online by fueling discussions with inflammatory statements, disrespecting and insulting others. Just like the original Cerberus, it holds back users from interacting by being a nuisance. With the prevalence of social media and online anonymity, internet trolls like Cerberus have an amplified reach and influence, reaching a wider audience with their toxic behavior. It's important to remember that there are often deeper psychological and personal issues underlying the behavior of internet trolls, and that their hateful rhetoric is not representative of the general public. It's important to remember that engaging in conversation with internet trolls often feeds into their behavior and only encourages them to continue. The best way to deal with Cerberus and other internet trolls is to simply ignore their comments and not give them the attention they seek. In some cases, it may be necessary to block or report them to the platform which they are on. While it may be tempting to respond with anger or frustration, it's important to remember that engaging in a battle of insults can lead to nothing productive. Instead, people should try to rise above the hate and lead by example with positive and thoughtful comments. This can create a positive online space and foster a better community for everyone. Remember, do not engage with trolls, stay calm, report if necessary, and move on. The Minotaur is a creature from Greek mythology. According to the myth, the Minotaur was born from the queen of Crete, Pasiphae, who was cursed by the god Poseidon, causing her to fall in love with an angry bull. The offspring of the queen and the bull was the Minotaur, a beast with the head of a bull and the body of a man. The Minotaur was never meant to exist. It was a monster born from the sin of the queen, and it was kept hidden in a labyrinth built by Daedalus, a master craftsman. With its monstrous appearance and insatiable appetite for human flesh, the Minotaur was feared by all who encountered it. It was only by the cunning of Theseus, who managed to kill the Minotaur with the help of a magic thread, that the beast was vanquished. The Minotaur was one of the most terrifying creatures in Greek mythology, feared for its immense strength and fierce appearance. Its origins were tragic, born from the curse of the gods upon the Cretan queen. However, the myth lives on, inspiring countless works of art throughout the ages. In recent years, the Minotaur has been resurrected as an internet troll. Using its intimidating appearance and fearsome reputation, the Minotaur harasses and threatens people online, often hiding behind anonymous usernames and fake identities. The Minotaur is a prolific troll, stalking its victims and sending messages that are deliberately aggressive and threatening, just to scare people. Its behavior is often deeply disturbing, and it takes pleasure in causing pain to others. Unfortunately, the Minotaur is just one of many mythological creatures that have been resurrected in this way, and its behavior is just one example of the many ways that the anonymity of the internet can be used for evil. Dealing with the Minotaur can be a difficult task, as its ferocious behavior and intimidating appearance can be deeply disturbing. If you encounter the Minotaur online, it's important to take steps to protect yourself. The first step is to avoid engaging with the Minotaur, as this can often lead to further harassment and intimidation. Instead, it's important to report any abusive behavior to the moderators or administrators of the online community in which the Minotaur is active. In addition, it may be helpful to block the Minotaur or to restrict its ability to contact you. This can be done by blocking its accounts or setting your social media accounts to private. Remember, the Minotaur is a cowardly creature that thrives on attention, so the less attention you give it, the better. Finally, it's important to remember that the Minotaur is not a real creature, but rather a digital creation. While it may be terrifying, it cannot physically harm you. By taking the appropriate steps to protect yourself and ignoring its behavior, you can effectively neutralize the Minotaur's attempts to harass and intimidate you. Welcome to Brainhaze. Today we'll be diving deep into the worst of the vile mythological monsters who have been resurrected as internet trolls and hate the creator of this channel. In Norse mythology, the Kraken is a legendary sea monster that dwells off the coasts of Norway and Greenland. The creature resembles an octopus or a squid, and is said to be large and fearsome enough to be able to sink even the mightiest of ships. Originating from Scandinavian folklore, the Kraken has been depicted in various forms of cultural media ever since. From novels to video games, the Kraken's formidable and mystic reputation has impacted art and entertainment. The Kraken has, however, also been resurrected in digital form, as an internet troll with many tentacles. Named after the monster, online Krakens are known for flooding comment sections with messages that are completely irrelevant or off-topic. Kraken trolls are here to simply disrupt conversations and leave readers confused and frustrated. They're a major problem for many creators and readers on social media platforms, and are capable of wreaking havoc in any corner of the internet they inhabit. Let's get into more detail about the tactics and impact of Kraken as an internet troll. Kraken-like trolls are infamous for derailing conversations and leaving irrelevant comments. They often pop up out of nowhere, attack users with unsolicited comments, and subvert the topic of discussion entirely. Their comments are often confusing and difficult to comprehend, causing many users to react emotionally and feel demotivated or annoyed. Sometimes, Kraken trolls may even engage in coordinated attacks against particular individuals or topics, making the situation much worse than it originally was. The impact of Kraken-like trolls can be devastating, as they can lead to people losing interest in a topic altogether or even leaving a social platform entirely. They can undermine the credibility of the authors and the authenticity of the content, which can be especially harmful for creators who depend on their online audience for support. The only way to prevent trolls like the Kraken is to recognize their tactics and become more adept at identifying and responding to their behavior. So, how can one deal with Kraken-like internet trolls effectively? While it may be tempting to engage in verbal warfare with trolls, it is actually counterproductive, as trolls are looking for a response. They feed on attention and negative energy. Engaging in this way can cause the situation to escalate much more quickly than it would have otherwise. Instead, one should learn to recognize trolls and ignore them entirely. If necessary, hide or block them altogether. Moderators and community managers should also be engaged to recommend solutions for preventing trolling activity. They can provide suggestions for blocking, reporting, or taking actions against particularly aggressive trolls. Installing specialized software and using algorithms to remove unwanted messages and tags are other solutions that can be integrated onto the platform itself. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. And there you have it, the 5 most vile and vicious mythical creatures that have been resurrected as internet trolls, and who hold a deep-seated hatred for the creators of this channel. It's important to remember that these trolls are not just harmless online pranksters, but can be incredibly dangerous with their words and actions. It's up to each and every one of us to be vigilant against their hate-filled messages, and to spread positivity and kindness wherever we go. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the world of troll mythology, and we'll see you next time on Brainhaze.